Yo, what's up everybody? How's it going? Kess just got released. We got a new Dota hero and he's not Ringmaster, so that's fantastic. He had a really fun comic. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and so I'm excited to play some Kess today. Now, we're starting out in the demo mode because this character has quite a few abilities, and I thought it would be a good idea if I showed them off beforehand and then we just get to play without me needing to explain mid-match. So yeah. Kess has two stances. We've got the Katana stance and we've got the Sai stance. The Katana stance is the one that I think will be your default stance. So in the Katana stance, Kess has increased attack range and a lower base attack time. While in the Sai stance, he has a lower base attack time, but also a lower attack range. Now, the Katana stance has 4 abilities, and so does the Sai stance. And if we use an ability from either stance, then the corresponding ability from the other stance will also go on cooldown. So if I use my W here, then that means my W here is also on cooldown. Okay, great, fantastic. So we're gonna go through this step by step. This is our cue. It's a dash forward. So we just kind of jump forward a little bit, and then we have this after image that attacks once and then attacks a second time. These attacks are based on our attack damage. They deal 100% of our attack damage at maximum and then also deal a little bit of bonus damage. They also apply a slow. Now, the jump forward is actually fairly short, but the range of this thing is significant. Honestly, it may not seem like it at first, but when you're laning with this, it's so easy to trap people. If they are outside of a safe zone for even one moment, you can easily jump in and just catch them with this, and it's very powerful. The corresponding ability is Falcon Rush. So if we activate Falcon Rush, we get a buff, and while we have this buff, if we attack an enemy hero, we will dash towards them. And then we activate this again. And if we then hit them, we get one of these after images that also attack the target. We can toggle back to the sword if we want to. So I can activate the Phantom Rush, sorry. And then we attack, and you can see we're now using our katana instead of the sais. All right, our W, Grappling Claw, hooks us to either a tree or an enemy. And it does some damage, it does an attack, and it heals us. So the attack has 100% lifesteal, but it also just straight up heals us for 200 extra health. And then it's also an 80% movement speed slow. It's got a very low cooldown and a fairly long cast range. Although the cast range isn't like super insane, but yeah, it's pretty good. The corresponding ability is Talon Toss, which throws this little shuriken or sai, I guess. Yeah, it throws a sai at a target. It's got a huge range, and when it hits, it deals some AoE damage and silences for a short little while. Then we've got Kazurai Katana. This applies a debuff on the target when we hit it. And every time we attack the target again, we get more debuff stacks. These debuff stacks are based on the damage that we have done. And then the target will take damage again based on the number of stacks. So if we're dealing a lot of damage to a target, let's say we get ourselves a bunch of the Rhine Rapiers, and then we hit a target, you can see that now this deals huge amounts of damage. And it also benefits quite a lot from attack speed as a result, because that means we can get more stacks going. We can actually do pretty crazy damage with this thing. So if we have something like this, you can see here that we're now ticking people for 2,000 damage. Is that? Yeah, look at that, 2,000 damage per tick. And that's just kind of like a passive damage over time effect. It also lasts quite a while. It's really strong. Of course, this also works with the Falcon Rush. So I can Falcon Rush, turn this around, and then you can see here now I'm applying absolutely insane amounts of stacks, and that by itself will often kill people. In fact, that's actually, I think, the biggest problem with this ability is that we deal so much damage already that it's difficult to get the full effect of this, because people will die before they really die to this. But that's a good problem to have, especially since this also applies regen reduction for some reason. On the other side, we've got something that's also pretty good, and that is the Shodosai. So what the Shodosai does is it makes it so when we attack a target, we have a chance to apply this debuff. And then if we hit them again, we apply a stun and a critical strike. We can also activate it to then enter this parry stance. And if we manage to block an attack with that, then we also apply the Shodosai to the target. And then if we hit the target, we deal an even bigger critical strike. This, of course, also works excellently with the Falcon Rush. So I can activate Falcon Rush and then come in, and you can see here, if I ever get it. Okay, yeah, but anyway, you get the idea there, right? If I have some items, if I have a little bit of attack speed, of course, then this starts getting very silly very quickly, because then we're just constantly applying this, and we're dealing a lot of damage, we're applying a lot of bashes. It's pretty nasty. Now, this ability also means that we can't use Basher while we're in the Sai stance. Basher will just not work. So yeah. And then we've got our ultimate. The ultimate for the Katana stance is Raptor Dance, which has us enter into this kind of invulnerability channel. We're not fully invulnerable, but we gain 100% magic resistance and debuff immunity. And then afterwards, we attack everything in a radius around us, dealing damage based on their maximum HP, and healing ourselves based on the damage that we deal. This is quite strong, in particular if it comes to the healing. I've been in fights before where there were a bunch of enemies around me. I activated this bad boy and I was back to full HP. So it's pretty nasty. You can see it also applies the Katsurai Katana. On the other side, we've got the Raven's Veil, which releases this AoE effect, makes us invisible, and then applies the Shodosai on all of our enemies that we hit with the AoE. And that we can use to trigger a Shodosai effect. All right. And that's the abilities. We have some talents, which is nice. So we've got a bunch of stuff here. I think particularly noteworthy here is the plus 2 seconds Falcon Rush duration. Plus 1 Echo Slash is also kind of neat. You can see here that's pretty good. But what makes this hero really insane is the fact that he actually already has an Aghanim Scepter and an Aghanim Shard. Now, the Aghanim Scepter is absurd. Casting any weapon ability refreshes the cooldown of Switch Discipline. The first ability casts 3 seconds after using Switch Discipline will not set its alternate weapon ability on cooldown. So, I have turned off what the fuck mode. My abilities now have cooldown. Let me demonstrate. See, it's got a cooldown, although I will refresh that cooldown really quick. Normally, I would have to play with cooldowns in mind, right? I have 2 heroes technically, but if I still have to be careful with the cooldowns of both of them. With this, I don't. Look at this. I will use all of his abilities now. So I will toggle, activate this, 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 toggle, activate this. Not what the fuck mode. This was just me using an Aghanim Scepter, using all of his abilities without any problem. You can just do that. And this is, I think, where the skill cap of the hero is really gonna come in. But also, this is what makes the hero super insane. I think this Aghanim Scepter is kind of a must-buy. I don't know. It depends a little bit. If you can make a build work with just the katana, to be honest, then I think that's fine. You probably don't need Aghanim Scepter for that. But the Aghanim Scepter is incredibly powerful. It is super, 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 super good. Then we also have an Aghanim Shard, which makes it so that our Shodosai grants us movement speed and an additional 10 movement speed per marked enemy. And we can also use the Katsurai Katana to stun a target. All right, so I have this now, and then I can do that. That's nice. I don't know, it just kind of does some damage, it stuns the target. It's not a bad ability, I'm not trying to tell you that. All right, so yeah. Anyways, on top of that, this hero has absolutely absurd stats. You can see here 320 base movement speed. Oh, his base attack range is actually 225. Sorry, it's not 200. Did I say 200? It's 225. But yeah, if we go ahead and reset really quick, you can see 6 starting armor, 63 base damage. He's got reasonable strength, stat gain 2.6 strength, 3.5 agility. Absolutely absurd. All right, the incredible attack range of the katana, huge movement speed, incredible stat gains. His abilities are all quite powerful. And of course, he has access to 2 full skill sets, on top of the Echo Slash being a fantastic farming tool, so he can get Aghanims really easily. This hero is absurd. He's super cool. I really like Kess. I think he's super sick. But also, what were they thinking? Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy to me. This character is so broken. He's definitely gonna need to get nerfed. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it's honestly, it doesn't even take that much, right? If I just level up a little bit, let's just go to level 18, right? Let's go to level 18, level all of his abilities. So we have all of this stuff, right? And then we get a couple of these. Also, 1.5 mana regen at level 10 is actually really handy. And then we just get some regular old items, right? Nothing crazy. We've got this, we've got this. We get ourselves an Aghanim Scepter. We get ourselves a BKB. Super reasonable items. And then we go into a fight. And then we can activate this, jump in, toggle over, slam one of these, toggle over, slam one of these, toggle over, use one of these, throw this right here, and then toggle over again. Sorry, these things. It's a bit difficult to show because of these, because unfortunately I can select them, and that makes it a bit awkward with casting a lot of abilities on them. But you get the idea. The character is insane. He's super powerful, super cool as well. Again, I think he's sick, but he's definitely gonna need to get nerfed. Anyways, let's get ourselves into a game. Friends, we got ourselves Kess. I started with some fairly generic carry items here. Now, the Aghanim Scepter for this hero seems really good to me. So we're gonna try to get an Aghanim Scepter and incorporate that into our build. I'm currently thinking something like face boots, and then probably a diffuser blade, Aghanim's BKB, and then something for the late game. Something along those lines seems like it should be okay. For now though, we're gonna be focusing on mostly the katana. The katana just has 200 range, which is really nice. The only advantage of the Sai is that it has a lower base attack time, which is noteworthy for the later stages of the game. But right now, who gives a shit, right? Like, that's actually not really important right now. That is not that significant. So I think it's better if for the moment we just focus on our katana, because that way we have some more attack range, which is really handy. I also want to get the Kazurai katana quickly, because I think it's actually an amazing ability. Like, it's super good and does a ton of damage. So yeah, anyway. Oh, okay. We gotta be a little bit careful with the last thing here. This hero has amazing stats, like just actually god tier stats, like stats where I'm like, what are you even thinking? You can also see that this Q does a lot of damage. So even just catching our opponents off guard for 1 silly second allowed me to deal a very significant amount of damage to Sunrise over there. Hello there. And now that I have the katana, I can get a couple of hits in, and you can see here that those hits, they add up quickly, right? And our opponents are having a hard time in lane. And this is a carry. This is a carry. I don't know. It's wild, isn't it? This isn't some sort of like mid-game hero. This hero can go absolutely nuts at the later stages. Let's pick up this right here. And then we just do this again. And you can see here the Timbersaw again on quite low HP very quickly. And we'll heal up. One problem that we might have in the early game is some mana issues. So we'll just get a magic wand. That's fine. Now we're fine. That's it. This doesn't use that much mana. It uses some, but not that much. So just a magic wand. And I'm also working towards a falcon blade. And those 2 items by themselves should be plenty. Alright then. Take down this. Hello there. Yeah, 200 attack range. It may not seem like that much of a difference to just like outrange other melee heroes by 50. But you gotta keep in mind, that's still outranging them. Anytime you outrange somebody, they're gonna have a much harder time fighting back. And Yeah, no, those 50 absolutely make a difference. Let's pick up all of this. Thank you very much. And I think we can just go in. One more? I don't think that one hit. That's alright. That was a bit greedy. I'll take down these though. Thanks for the money. We have incredible starting armor as well. 6 starting armor. So I can be incredibly aggressive. We don't have to worry so much about taking damage because we have 6 starting armor. So we're just fine. Here we go. Got the face boots now. And a nice thing about this too is it just scales with our attack damage. Not even base damage. So if we get face boots, yeah, all of that scales into the passive. Alright, just a quick little love tap. Do some damage, you know, nothing too crazy. And then we'll take down these creeps. Very good. Got the Echo Slash now leveled up. I'm not entirely sure that is the right way to go, but I kind of like it. I don't know. It does bonus damage, right? Like, so there is some value to leveling it up. Okay, that hit the Timber Saw twice. I was hoping to actually go for the Enigma, but I think I'm okay with just hitting the Timber Saw twice again. I'm just gonna keep poking him. And see, every time he gets into lane, it's just so easy. It's so easy. Get ourselves some extra healing. And that should be a kill, I hope. I think the Dazzle should have it, yeah. Very nice. And with that, we got our ultimate. What happened to this creep? It got stuck in an awkward little spot. So now we've got our Raptor Dance, which is not super powerful right now. Like, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not the craziest ability. But you can see how strong we already are, so it's actually not that big of a deal if this isn't crazy good on top of that. So I can just do this now. And that should be a kill. And then the Timber Saw. We'll just dive in. Get a couple of hits in. Again, huge starting armor, so I don't need to worry so much about taking some damage. We can absolutely tank a few tower hits, no problem. And down goes the Timber Saw as well. And then we'll grab you. And I'm just gonna get started on my Diffusal Blade now. I like the Diffusal Blade. This is an agility hero, so I think it's sensible. This guy reminds me of when Monkey King first got released. I mean, he's not quite that broken. I don't think we need to go that far. Oh, man. Like, release Monkey King could legitimately 1 versus 5 people. Like, it's... the Kess can't do that. But yes, he's really, really, really strong right now, I think. So let's level up our Kazurai Katana, which gives us quite a bit of extra damage there. I'm gonna keep the W at just 1 level. I'm not sure that's correct, but that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I mean, you're already dead, right? And I could go for my ultimate, but I don't think we need to. This is fine. We got a kill with our dash through. And then I can just kind of go for this. And then we'll go for you now. Nice. And that's another one. Level up the katana. Grab ourselves the diffuser blade in a moment. And we'll heal up a bit. But yeah, you can see that our damage output is absolutely insane. Even though, you know, we don't actually have that much in terms of damage. Like, we have some pretty normal items and people are just getting absolutely slaughtered. Let's swap over to the Sai now, because, you know, we should use it as well. But I think in the early game, the katana is just a little bit better. Although at this stage, we're so far ahead that our opponents are just not having a good time. Alright, next up I want to get the Aghanim Scepter. Alright, in we go. And then we use our ultimate for some damage. Can I get there? Nice. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't know, it just doesn't feel nice. Right? Like, it's just bullying. Oh, by the way, this is also an incredible farming ability. An absolutely insane farming ability on top of everything else. So, Aghanim Scepter, as I said. We'll grab ourselves that as our first big item here. And we have the level 2 ultimate now. I'm gonna leave him alone for a bit. I don't want to just keep murdering these poor people. We'll swap over to the Sai for farming jungle camps like this. Although I'm not sure that's actually correct. Because the Sais, like, they have higher attack speed and occasionally you get this trigger. And that's good. It's a good trigger, don't get me wrong. But on the Katana, you just have damage over time that you get guaranteed. And it's a lot of damage over time. I mean, look at that. Right? It basically saves us an attack on the creeps. And I wonder if maybe that is just better. I currently, personally feel like the Katana is just the stronger option of the two weapons. Like, it is just all around better, but, you know, we're still all learning. Grab this. I do think that the Sai, in all likelihood, is more of like a late game option. The Katana in the early game to completely slaughter anything that comes into our path. And then the Sai in the late game, where we just get to rush people down like crazy. Alright, here's my Aghanim Scepter. So a quick little recap on the Aghanim Scepter. Casting any weapon ability refreshes the cooldown of the switch discipline. And after we switch discipline, our next ability that we use within 3 seconds will not cause the corresponding ability to go on cooldown. So I can do this and then dash in. And then, oh, you still had that. Okay, that's fine. We're slowed. Got him. Nice. I thought he was gonna be too low on mana to use that ability. But that's okay. But yeah, so now we can toggle between these, right? So I use this here, and now this isn't on cooldown, which is really, really powerful. But it does also require a little bit of preparation. But we got him. We can also activate the buff Q, the Sai Q, and then swap over to the Katana, of course. That's not a problem whatsoever. Okay, also a bit of a situation here. Alright, I'm just gonna activate this here. Ultimate. And we got him. Yeah. I don't know. You see, I have 2 ultimates with the Aghanims, so I went into the fight with the Katana, I toggled into the Sai, I used the ultimate, used another spell, whatever, doesn't matter, toggled back into the Katana, and then used the other ultimate. You can just kind of like double down on all of your shit, and it is crazy. Crazy, crazy strong. There is this guy down there. There's a whole situation. Okay, that's fine. Nah. Yeah, we're gonna need to get BKB. It's okay. That was always the plan anyways. This is very much a BKB hero. But, you know, we're playing Dota. Every hero is a BKB hero. Alright, get more Raptor Dance. Set all of these. And next up... not entirely sure, to be honest. Like, Basher isn't so good because, unfortunately, it doesn't work with our Sai stance. If we're in the Sai stance, we cannot use Basher. I mean, we can have the item, it just won't bash anything. There's a situation here. Let me just go invisible. Oh, wow, the range on that. That's actually absurd. I didn't even realize that myself. Yeah. This is not the first game I've played of Kess, but it is the exact same situation as every other game that I've played with the hero. They've all worked out. Oh, well, I guess the one game but anyway, the other game I played with him worked out exactly like that. I'm not trying to sell you that I've played 600 games with the guy. That feels dishonest. Alright, slam this here, activate this. Oh, I just... That's fair. Yeah, no, go ahead. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, friends. Oh, God. I have to say, that was unfortunate. They just kind of ran into that ultimate. Yeah, you can't clump up on top of me, because then you get cut down by that katana. This is so unfair. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Oh, did you heal so much? This heals... So this deals 4% of the opponent's maximum health as damage. And then heals us for that same amount. And it hits 4 times. So it just heals us for a huge amount of damage, really. Okay, that's fine. Yep. I mean, right there was actually like a little bit clunky. So there's a certain balance to using Kess's Aghanim Scepter that is definitely gonna require some practice. Practice that I don't currently have. Because you do need to keep in mind that if you... How do I best put this? So basically what it comes down to is with Kess, you need to make sure that you're cycling between your abilities, because otherwise you might get stuck with some of your stuff on cooldown. And obviously that would be fine. So I genuinely think that if Kess was just a katana stance, he would be still a pretty okay hero. Not amazing, like I'm not gonna try to tell you that, but he would be fine. Down goes you. And we'll take down you really quick. You can see here the damage over time. Like 200 damage ticks after what, 3 attacks? Ooh. I don't know. That's not nice. That's not nice. But yeah, the katana form really just needs a stun. But if the katana form had some sort of inbuilt stun, it would straight up be a fine hero. It would be fine. The Psy form, I think that one is a bit more lacking, because of course it's meant to be a supplementary form to the katana form. So the Psy form tends to have a lot of the utility of the character. Oh, they're all gone. They've all run away. Oh, hello. Well, that works for me. Nice. But that still means you kind of like need to keep that all in mind. Katana E has a stun. I know. The katana... No, not the katana E. Oh, right. Yeah, it does have a stun with the Aghanim's shard. You're correct about that. But that's like kind of a clunky stun. Because you have to stun yourself as well. But I suppose I should get it. Just so we get to see that. I mean, this game is about to be over. I expect this hero to be nerfed quite heavily. Somebody suggested that a few of these abilities, they would lose some attributes, and those would be turned into facets, which I think makes a lot of sense. So I would anticipate that maybe the grappling claw loses its healing, and that is moved into a facet. Or maybe the Shodosai has its stun removed, and that is moved into a facet. Or maybe it's critical strike. I feel like it doesn't need both, is what I'm saying. I don't know why it has both a crit and a stun. That seems excessive. Because it's not even that weak of a crit. It's 200%. It's 200%. That's really good. So, you know. I'm a little unsure why exactly you get an inbuilt stun and crit on the same ability. Isn't it also True Strike? Yes. It's a True Strike on that attack. It stuns and deals a critical strike. I feel like at some point during that sentence, Valve should have taken a step back, looked at themselves and been like, does he need all three? Well, he does need True Strike, but like, I think the critical strike and the bash, like, he doesn't need both. He doesn't need both. Maybe flat bonus damage instead of crit would have been fine too. But they really just kind of gave Kess everything. Which is a shame, I feel. Because, like, the hero right now doesn't feel that fun to play. Because he's just so broken. I think he's a really cool character. I really like him. I like his skill set too. I think the skill set is cool. And, you know, if I was still heavily invested in Dota, this would be a hero that I would really, really study and try to get really good at. But I don't know, right now it just feels like bullying, you know? Right now it's just, who even gets to play with Kess in the game? Nobody, really. So, seems very strong to me. No. It's okay. We can start going in. Everybody's dead already. Wait, I got a triple kill? Huh? What did I even do? I don't know. Wait, how did I... I didn't even... Honestly, I don't know how I got a triple kill there. I have no idea. So, yeah. It just kind of happened, I guess. It's a very silly character. It's a very, very silly character. And, yeah, he's a little bit broken right now. But I think he's cool. At least he's neat. It's not like Ringmaster. It's just this random wiener that still doesn't have an Aghanim's Scepter or Facets. It's been 3 months, Valve. Just get rid of the guy. Just delete him again. It's okay. You can take him back. Nobody's gonna miss him. Anyways, I really like Kess. I think he's cool. I think he's just a bit broken right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I'll definitely appreciate that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.